In the Faculty of Arts at University of Waterloo, a Bachelor of Arts degree is offered through two entry programs, either Honors Arts or Honors Arts and Business. These are programs you apply to on the Ontario University's Application Centre, and they're available as both co-op and regular systems of study. The Bachelor of Arts is made up of 40 courses, and much of the degree is similar between Honors Arts and Honors Arts and Business. In fact, the major of study is exactly the same for both programs. You'll take 16 courses in the major you choose, and that's the subject you want to study most. The big difference between the two entry programs is that for Honors Arts and Business, you'll take 14 business courses in addition to your chosen major. Arts First makes up 2 of the 40 courses in the Bachelor of Arts, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. And then the remaining courses are what's left. For Honors Arts, that number is 22, and for Honors Arts and Business, there are 8 remaining courses. These can be used as electives, those one-off courses that spark your interest, or even for adding a second major or a minor. There are 30 majors in total that you can choose from for Honors Arts or Honors Arts and Business. You'll be required to pick one major as part of your degree. If you're thinking of doing 2 majors, that's easier to do with Honors Arts because you'll have more room in your schedule, and that's something your academic advisor can help you navigate. Some of the more popular majors include economics, legal studies, and also psychology. Another popular major is social development studies. This combines different disciplines like psychology and sociology. This major is available for Honors Arts and Honors Arts and Business, but unlike all the other majors, it's also offered as a direct entry program through Renison University College, which is sort of like a mini campus within the UW campus. This means that you can apply directly to social development studies on the Ontario University's Application Centre. If you know this is the major you want to commit to, applying directly to Renison is a great option. For those who apply to Honors Arts and Honors Arts and Business, declaring your major is an important step in your academic career. In these programs, that happens at the end of your first year. When you apply on the Application Center, you can indicate which of the 30 majors you're most interested in, but you're not tied to that decision. You'll have time to explore at least 2 majors in your first year before making that commitment, and that process for declaring your major is something your academic advisor will help you with. Your major takes up 16 of the 40 degree courses, and with Honors Arts and Business, you'll also have 14 business courses that you'll take. Those business courses span different topics so that you'll have a strong business foundation, and the curriculum was designed with feedback from the business community so that you're learning business skills that employers are looking for. You'll understand strategy, marketing, leadership and teamwork, and other foundational concepts of business. There are many minors in the Faculty of Arts. A minor is 8 courses, so it's a topic you want to get some depth in, but not as much as a 16-course major. Most of the subjects listed earlier as majors are also available as a minor, but here are a few more to keep in mind. Digital Arts Communication is an opportunity to better understand user experience and how to communicate with others through digital media. Human Resources Management is an excellent option if you want to work towards your HR certification. International Studies and International Trade are both good options, especially when paired with business or economics. Technical Writing is taking complex information from engineers or software developers and translating it into an easy-to-understand format for mass audiences. If you think about all the complex technology in our lives and all of the big companies that are creating that tech, you can see why technical writing would be a really excellent skill to develop with lots of job opportunities as well. And lastly, Management Studies is a minor that's offered for Honors Arts. It covers some business aspects, but not to the same extent as the business courses as part of the Honors Arts and Business program. So this is an 8-course minor rather than the full 14 business courses that you would take for Honors Arts and Business. The reason why it's not available to arts and business students is because there is some overlap in those business courses. So if you want a little bit of business, but not enough to commit to the 14 courses, choosing Honors Arts and then adding on that 8-course Management Studies minor might be a good fit for you. Arts First are 2 of the courses you saw as part of those 40 courses for the Bachelor of Arts degree. You'll take one of these courses in the fall of your first year and one in winter term of your first year. They're super small courses, around 25 students, and they're designed to help you ramp up your communication and analysis skills so that you can be successful throughout your studies. Plus, they cover some really interesting topics. If you're feeling a little worried about the transition from high school to university, please know that these Arts First courses are specifically designed to help you with that transition. They're also a great way to make new friends because the classes are so small and you're doing a lot of group work and having group discussions. To sum up some of the classes we've talked about, this is what your first term would look like. You have your Arts First course, some space to test drive different majors, and then for Honors Arts students, you have room for electives in that first term, while if you're in Honors Arts and Business, you start diving into those business courses right away. As a Waterloo Arts student, you'll develop human-centered skills. The ability to persuade and communicate, to have empathy and the imagination to understand other points of view, to analyze and understand human behavior and the needs of others. These are the skills that will help you rise to the occasion and carve out a meaningful and productive career. Those Arts First courses we just talked about play a big role in this. You're collaborating with other students in small groups, you're learning how to analyze data and how to talk about data, and you're also learning how to interact, connect, and negotiate with one another in these small classes. And really the most important skill you'll develop as a Waterloo Arts student is a skill that will stick with you throughout your career, and that's learning how to learn. It's an extremely valuable skill to be adaptable and know how to learn and how to pick up new knowledge and skills throughout your career. The Faculty of Arts offers a wide variety of subjects that can be studied. So as you can imagine, the careers of arts grads can vary widely too. Our alumni data gives us a good idea of where our Waterloo Arts grads go, in helping careers, in government, in the business sector, and in many different creative fields. So you might be wondering, well, what am I going to do for work if I study this major or that major? Given the nature of arts disciplines and all those skills we've talked about that get developed through all of the majors, there's no one answer to that question. But what you can do right now is start asking yourself these questions. Do I want to help people? Is being creative important to me? How do I feel about working in the business or government sectors? From there, it gets easier to consider the types of jobs that are available and how that aligns with what you want to study. Co-op is available in both programs regardless of which major you choose. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with co-op, the co-op program has you alternating work and study terms so that you gain valuable work experience and money to help pay for your school. Co-op also gives you the chance to get out into the workforce and apply those skills like communication and critical thinking that you're developing through your schooling. If you choose to apply to co-op, that can be a great way to experience different careers and different types of jobs. University of Waterloo has thousands of co-op employers, which means you have access to a wide variety of jobs and employers to figure out what you want to do with your career and what your career will look like. In addition to that, when you're out on these co-op work terms, you'll be earning a salary, and that can help offset the cost of your education. If you decide to go the co-op route, you'll alternate co-op work terms and study terms. These are some examples of how that might look for you throughout your time at Waterloo. Co-op isn't right for everybody. Some students prefer to take the more traditional route so that they graduate sooner and have their summers off. It's really up to you and what you'd like your university experience to be like. If you think you might be interested in co-op, apply to the co-op program. These co-op work terms don't start until your second year, so if you decide co-op isn't the right fit for you, your academic advisor can help you switch into a non-co-op stream of study. The admission requirements are the same for both co-op and non-co-op streams of study. The admission requirements are the same for both co-op and non-co-op streams of study. For Ontario students, the admission requirement for both Honors Arts and Honors Arts in Business includes 6 grade 12 U or M courses, including 12U English, with a 70% or higher. Those 6 required courses need a minimum average of low 80s And we also recommend completing the Admission Information Form, or AIF. This is your personal essay where you tell us about yourself. If your average is borderline, maybe 80%, the AIF can help you with getting that offer of admission, and it might also be considered for certain scholarships. Where you study and live is an important part of your university experience. For art students, there are a number of options for you to choose from. Let's start with the university colleges. These are sort of like mini campuses within the Waterloo campus. All 4 offer residence options, and at United College, there's actually a French-speaking floor. For those interested in majoring in music or peace and conflict studies, you might be curious to know that those programs are housed at Comrade Grable. And for St. Jerome's and Renison, you can co-register for Honors Arts or Honors Arts in Business. This means that you would still be a Waterloo Art student, but you'd have access to additional small classes at that particular university college. You'd also have access to additional scholarships, and your academic advisor would be right there at the university college instead of on main campus. And you'd essentially live in residence right next to where many of your classes are. Though it is important to note that you would still take some classes in our main campus buildings as well. For some students, it can feel a little intimidating to be on a big university campus. So living or co-registering with a university college can add another layer of support and help you feel more at home. And they're right there within the UW campus. Living learning communities can add to your university experience too. These are student residences where you are specifically grouped with students from your program, as well as students from across campus. This gives you a unique opportunity to meet a wide variety of people while also being able to put together a study group or other academic opportunities while in residence. For arts, there's an Honors Arts and Business living learning community. And there's also ones for music, peace and conflict studies over at Comrade Grable. International experiences might also be something you'd like to consider in the future. We have agreements with universities all over the world where you can spend a study term abroad. And there are classes in areas like fine arts and classical studies where you can travel for a shorter period of time as part of a course. And if service learning sparks an interest for you, St. Jerome's, one of the university colleges we just talked about, has a Beyond Borders program where you can have an impact while seeing the world. Our last topic to cover is the Arts Undergraduate Office. This is where your academic advisor is located, unless you're co-registered through Renison or St. Jerome's. The AUO, as it's called, is there to help guide you through many milestones in your university career. They'll help you through the course selection process, and they also run a Declare Your Major event towards the end of your first year. This is the time when you officially say which major you're pursuing because you've had time to explore a couple majors in your first and second terms in order to decide what you really want to major in. The AUO works closely with the student government for the Faculty of Arts called the Arts Student Union. It sponsors stress buster events throughout the year to help you unwind, refocus, and reconnect with your friends and classmates. And they sometimes even have therapy puppies on campus, as well as arts and crafts, massage therapy, lots of great food, and some practical things too, like study strategies.